Good evening. The television and radio stations of the United States and their affiliated stations are proud to provide facilities for a discussion of issues in the current political campaign by the two major candidates for the presidency. The two candidates need no introduction. The Republican candidate, Vice President Nixon, and the Democratic candidate, Senator John F. Kennedy. Now here are their opening statements.
Smith, Nixon. In the election of 1860, Abraham Lincoln said, the question was whether the nation could exist half slave or half free. In the election of 1960, and with the world around us, the question is whether the world will exist half slave or half free. The kind of country we have here, the kind of society we have, the kind of strength we build in the United States will be the defense of freedom. I should make it clear that we are not doing enough. I am not satisfied as an American with our progress. I am not satisfied when the Soviet Union is turning out twice as many scientists and engineers as we are. I want people in Latin America, Africa, and Asia to start to look to America to see how we are doing things, and not to look at Khrushchev or the Chinese communist. The question now is, can freedom be maintained under the most severe attack it has ever known? I think it can be, and I think it is time that America should start moving again.
Vice President Nixon. Smith, Senator Kennedy. The things Senator Kennedy has said, many of us can agree with. I subscribe completely to the spirit that Senator Kennedy has addressed tonight. Where then do we disagree? I think we disagree on the implication of his remarks tonight, that the United States has been standing still. Looking then to this problem on how the United States should move ahead and where the United States is moving, let's take schools. We have built more schools in the last 7.5 years than in the previous 20 years. Let's take hospitals. There have been more built in this administration than the previous administration. The same is true for the highways. Let's not put it there, let's try and put it into the terms of the average family. We find that your wages have gone up 5 times as much in the Eisenhower administration than the Truman administration. Senator Kennedy has suggested in his speeches that we lack compassion for the poor, for the old, and for others that are unfortunate. Let us understand throughout this campaign that his motives and mine are sincere. I know that our disagreement is not about the goals for America, it is about the means to get there. Senator Kennedy. Communism is so often described as an ideology or belief that exists somewhere other than the United States. Let me ask you, sir, just how serious a threat is our national security of these communist subversive activities in the United States today?
Well, I think they're serious. I think that is a matter that we should continue to give great care and attention to. We should support the laws that the United States has passed in order to protect us from those who would destroy us from within. I think the United States is maintaining a strong society here in the United States. I think that we can meet any internal threat. The major threat is external and will continue.
Vice President Nixon, your rebuttal.
I agree with Senator Kennedy's appraisal, generally in this respect. The question of communism within the United States has been one that has worried us in the past, and one that will continue to be a problem in the years to come. We have to remember that the Cold War that Mr. Khrushchev is waged all over the world, and it is waged right here in the United States. That's why we need to continue to be alert. It is also essential that in being alert, we be fair. And while Senator Kennedy says that we are for the status quo, I do believe that he would agree that I am just as sincere in my proposals for federal aid and education. My proposals for healthcare are just as sincerely held as his. The question again is not for the goals, it is for the means.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I have been asked by the candidates to thank the American networks and the affiliated stations for providing time for this joint appearance. This is Howard K. Smith. Good night from Chicago.
Where?
We don't have much time, people. I can feel it curling!
To start to look to America to see how we doing things. I am not...
Go. drips are good.